the Miami Heat were that close against the Orlando Magic. 125 to 121, the Heat falling short to the Magic, and that one going down to the wire till really the last seconds of that game. Was it rebounding? Was it shooting? We'll talk about that and more from around the NBA. Opening day, season just started. Was really supposed to do this podcast that midnight, but I got dragged through that Lakers-Warriors game. Unbelievably bored throughout the entire way. But then, beforehand was definitely all worth it. That meant I had to watch OKC and Houston go to double overtime to start the season to bring NBC back to the NBA, that exactly is what I want. And as you, as an NBA fan, that's what you want. Talking about that, more other big news, potentially for the NBA Finals coming down in this episode later tonight on Courtside. So welcome back to this episode of Courtside on Plug Talk Sports and Plug Talk Sports Network. I'm Bray Hernandez, and I'm going to go right into the business, being that based in South Florida. We had a Floridian matchup in Orlando. Orlando Magic 120, Miami Heat 121. Heat were that close yet again, a fourth quarter breakdown. And this has been going on throughout the entire year. Miami Heat did not win a game through the preseason. 0-6 through the preseason. Now you can add on the regular season 0-1. Basically, 7-game losing streak for this squad to open up the 2025-2026 season. And this one was more of a head scratcher. The Heat actually coming back in the second half in this one. The main story in this, I would definitely have to say, Nikola Jovic, coming off an extension, had really played poorly, but was left on the floor. 23 minutes through him, 2-6 from the floor shooting, 9 points. And even defensively, he was more of a liability. They had made switches with Desmond Bane. Bane, one of the big acquisitions for the Orlando Magic from Memphis. He was a big part in this one. He actually finished with 23 points and shot a consistent 38% from the field, 7-18 shooting. I liked his game. It spread out the floor a little bit more for the Orlando Magic, especially for Franz Wagner as well as Paulo Banchero, former number 1 pick from Duke. They went lights out. Each of the duo, 24 points each, and both of them playing really a majority of this game. 35 minutes for Banchero, 36 for Wagner. And if you look on the other side of the court for the Miami Heat, not saying the exact same thing. You got a handful of guys that played just about the entirety of this game. Norman Powell, one of them, leading the minutes in this one. And on top of that, leading the scoring for the Miami Heat. And speaking of expected, I can never doubt when I have Jonka. Jonka don't stop on my side to talk Heat basketball, even though Heat basketball has not been the best of recent years. But Jonka, I was just going through the list about this 125 to 121 loss. Talking about Norman Powell, 28 points leading the Heat throughout this one. Bam Adebayo actually behind him on minutes, but not scoring-wise. Double-double in this one, 15 of 12, that being 12 rebounds. Actually shot a few three-pointers, what I was kind of curious about to even see that put in his game. My biggest concern, though, no Claire Ware. I thought you might have more size at the end of this game. I thought there should have been, at least some pickup. Ware alone off the bench, 14 minutes. The only player off the bench that even got close to even past 20 minutes of play was Jaime Jaquez. And I have to say, Jonka, he is back. This is no longer a sophomore slump. The kid is back. Jaquez, 13 points off the bench through 30 minutes, 6 and 7 from the floor, and 6 rebounds, to which to me was probably the most impressive thing of the stat line. Jonka, I'm not too positive you saw the entirety of that Heat game, but the ending was just
I saw the ending. I didn't see a lot of the second quarter, but in the third quarter. But I don't know. I'm like I don't know how to feel about this team after today.
Are they competitive? Are they even?
I'm like 6-7 about it. I'm like 6-7.
All right. Okay.
I'm kidding. But
I have been 5 minutes in the podcast, and we got a 6-7 reference.
But I was texting Daniel, bro, and both of us were just like, why is Adebayo not at least the second highest scoring player on the team. 15 points, 4 for 13. I'm gonna say 4 for 12 because the last one was like he
Yeah,
had to chug it
had
up.
to shoot it. Had to shoot it. Yeah.
So that's 25% shooting, and then 1 for 4 from 3. 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 fouls, 15 points. If you're gonna be the second best player on the team, probably one of the captains, with Hero out, you cannot put up 15 points, 25% shooting. And the first game of the year,
Yeah.
you cannot do it, bro. You
He
can't.
can't. And not that he should be the face of the franchise at the moment. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong, a double-double, you can't sneeze at that. That's damn pretty impressive going out, especially playing throughout 36 minutes. But Andrew Wiggins, 18 points in this one. As I said before, Powell with 28. And Davion Mitchell, I was really impressed, and I'm really excited to see this. Davion Mitchell, also a double-double, 12 assists, 16 points, and not the best three-point shooter. We know that for a fact. This isn't going to be a lights-out, beyond-the-arc team for the Miami Heat, even though they may be shooting like that for some reason. Maybe it's the Boston Celtics, Brad Stevens mindset of, spray and pray. But 7 and 15 from the floor for Davion, though. I honestly love that for him. But as you said before, Jonka, Bam's got to up the ante. He has to up the ante.
Yeah, bro. Like, also, I'm going to say, if I'm going to hold Bam to that same standard, I got to hold Ware to that same standard. Mm-hmm. Like, you're a center. There should be no reason. I mean, I know you play 14 minutes. I'm not gonna dismiss that.
Yeah, which is another
four rebounds. Four rebounds in 14 minutes. Sorry, Chief. Like that's bro. And then 7 points. Like, okay, it's not bad, but he 1 for 2 from 3, which shocking enough, he hit a 3. The same as Adebayo, and then 3 for 5. So he shot better than Adebayo in 14 minutes, and he made 8 less points. And Adebayo played like 20 more minutes. So I was telling Daniel this. If Adebayo doesn't start showing that he's worth that supermax, there's the trade talks might start already, bro.
Who knows? And again, year 9 for Bam Adebayo. Only a handful of Heat players have even gone past that year, and one of them being Dwayne Wade. But I mean, again, that was one thing I really do want to talk about as a talking point on this game specifically, because you go throughout preseason. And again, as I said before, to open up this podcast, 0-6 through preseason, really 0-7 for the year. Kel'el Ware has shown you reasons why he should be at least getting 25 to 20-some minutes per game on the floor. Whether on the bench or as a starter in this one, and also the starting lineup, I get it. Jovic, he gets the contract extension. You pay the guy starting minutes. You pay the guy as if he's been in the NBA like that. He hasn't. He's barely even averaged more than 10 points, let alone 10 points a game. Shooting even better than 40, 35% in a game. I mean, in this game, 9 points in this one. And you have Kel'el Ware coming off the bench for 14 minutes. Consistent 3 and 5 from the floor shooting. He got his rebounds when he can, 6 rebounds in this one. But with more minutes, we're talking about a double-double per night. We're talking about a consistent defensive threat besides Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo able to work at the 4 instead of the 5 and taking guys on maybe right there inside the key. Maybe it does a little post work. It takes a lot of things away from Bam's game when you don't have Ware on the floor. Jonka, I want your personal take about this because I hate the fact that Eric Spoelstra goes into this game where size is a big issue against the Orlando Magic, one of the best with defensive teams out there. Mm-hmm. And it was obvious throughout this entire game. Why was not Ware in this one? I mean, John, what do you think? Do you think Ware's going to get more minutes in this next one? Do you think this is going to be something, unfortunately, we see for the future?
Funny enough, before I got on, I was listening to Eric Spoelstra in the press conference after the game. And one of the questions was about him using misusing the minutes for the first game of the season. And they were like, what was going on with the minutes? He was talking about the same thing with the size and everything, how they were mismatched.
Yeah.
And Eric Spoelstra was like, I feel like I had Ware on the bench for a little bit too long, and it kind of screwed us over at the end. And I'm like, but guy, you're realizing that now. It does not fix the fact now you're 0-1, 0 for 7 for including preseason.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, at the same time, like, let me see here. Jaime Jaquez had played 30 minutes. A non-starter had more minutes than the actual starter, Jovic.
Hmm.
I mean, Jaime Jaquez had 4 more points, more shots. Like, I'm not understanding what's going on with this dynamic. Like, is it going to be Jovic starting? Is it going to be Jaquez? Eric Spoelstra's going to have to fix these minutes because they're looking kind of whack right now.
Yeah, and they're
I
pushing
would
this.
like to use screen share, but I don't know if you want to use that. But
I mean, if you could put it up, put it up. You know,
all right,
but
you can go give your opinion. I'll do it right now.
yeah, but I mean, again, I was going to piggyback on that as well because I don't know if they're like pushing towards like this type of agenda for Jovic, that's why they got him going out. Because funny enough, again, Jovic getting the extension, Tyler Hero on the 20th of October, that was the last due date for this year to even do an extension for Hero, who's now injured with a foot injury, won't be coming into this season till midway point. So he might have an extension going into next year. Who knows? We'll have to wait a whole year for that. But this is the only guy that he in the offseason, besides Norman Powell, that they were like, okay, let's get this done. Let's get this under wraps quick before the season starts. This is the only guy in the books, $64 million over the next few years. Man, I really, especially again, I get it's game one and on few preseason. I hate the move already. I don't like the fact that they have Jovic in there, and I hate the fact that for the Miami Heat's case, they got him paid like that as of right now. And I also want to go into the other side of things because we talk about a lot of Ware, Jaquez, Fontecchio. I think is probably the biggest surprise in this game off the bench. The guy had basically coming out of Detroit 19 minutes, 6 and 9, field goal, 13 points. He was efficient in the second half, pushing away for the Heat. And again, this is a Heat game where ending off in a loss 125 to 121. Fontecchio pushing that agenda, but they took him off the floor. The Heat able to get, funny enough, in one of the last offensive possessions for the Heat, 2 offensive rebounds, shot 2 3-pointer attempts to potentially take the lead at the time, missed both of them, and Magic responds with free throws. Heat make a stop. Magic able to get their own rebound offensively on the last possession of the game on Carter Wright. Jonka, from the game itself at the end, mostly, because we've seen for like the last few games, there's now been 3 to 4 instances in the fourth quarter. In preseason, regular season, the Heat have yet to finish. They have yet to play defense in the clutch.
Yeah.
What do you think is going on right now defensively with this team?
I think it's something that goes back to what I've been saying for I guess like the last 2 years or so. It's just the Heat don't have that guy that you can rely on at the end of games. Or, all right, give me the ball, and I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna lead this team to the W. They don't have that guy. I don't believe Tyler Hero's that guy. I don't believe Adebayo's that guy. I don't believe anybody on this team right now is that guy.
But what about Powell though?
I don't think he's that guy either.
He could be that guy. I'm more surprised they didn't give him the ball more at the end, in my opinion.
All of them, anybody could be that guy. I just need to see the mentality of it.
That's true.
I just feel like nobody wants to like take that next step on this damn team because I mean, Adebayo, like you said, it's like 8-9 years already, and I still don't see any superstar status. Hero is inconsistent, doesn't play defense. Wiggins is like whatever. I mean, there's a whole reason he was a role player.
Tonight. 1 in 5 from 3.
I mean, Norman Powell, he could be, but I need to see more. Davion Mitchell, shout out to him. I love Davion Mitchell, like, to be honest. But like, if you're gonna be the starting point guard, you gotta have more than 16.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have more than 16, and especially like I think everybody has to be clicking. I'm not gonna say it was a terrible game, but like we could have easily won. You know, if some players would have stepped up and manned up. I think we could have beaten the Orlando Magic today, but it just seemed like I said, like I always say, for everybody that doesn't know me, it's just somehow, for some reason, the Miami Heat always have to, instead of drafting talent, they draft players that fit their system. And so whenever you play a team that's super talented, that doesn't have to work as hard to score, all of a sudden everybody has to ramp up and play even harder. And all of a sudden now they start making mistakes and turnovers, which at the end of the game, turnovers made a difference.
Absolutely.
And then they start making dumb fouls. And then, Eric Spoelstra to start calling timeouts and using those timeouts just to have an opportunity to at least tie the game. It's a whole downward spiral. And all this comes from the drafting. And to this day, because the Miami Heat organization has too much pride, they do not want to be that team that is known for losing on purpose to get a top tier player in the draft. And I think we're seeing it. And you know what? It was on display today. That's how I can explain it.
Definitely on display. 17 turnovers throughout this game for the Miami Heat. This was an abysmal start. Well, I wouldn't say abysmal start, but definitely a heart cruncher, especially throughout watching all the preseason games where you're like a minute away to win a game. You just need to make 2 more stops on possessions. And in the NBA, it really takes 2 possessions to win a game. I mean, I just finished watching some Celtics 76ers, and I have to say, VJ Edgecombe, I still stand on what I say. He might be the best guy from his draft class, and that, again, includes Cooper Flagg and Ace Bailey. Still hold on to that. That game was down to the wire, 117-116, Philadelphia on top of the Celtics. Maxey actually in that game had 40. But back to this game specifically in the Sunshine State, the Orlando Magic, again, winning it 125-121. This one, heart-crunching for the Heat. Their next game going against the Memphis Grizzlies on Friday, and that game on the road, man, it's going to be a tough one if they're unable to win that and then have to face New York for the season opener on Sunday, which, of course, we'll have a podcast after that game around 10 p.m. this same time on Sunday. I don't know what's going to happen with that one, but I'll tell you this, though. We've had so far close games and exciting action throughout the entire NBA for the season opener, starting off with the first game of the year to open up NBC, the NBA on NBC lineup. I love it. First appearance on a hardwood floor for NBC since 2002. Gone for 24 years, way too long. I love the crew. Noah Eagle, I love it as a broadcaster. He was electric throughout that entire West Coast game for the Lakers and Warriors. And the same can be said for Mike Tirico, who hasn't seen a broadcast booth for the NBA since, I believe, 2007, 2008. He was great, in my opinion, with Reggie Miller. I believe that, and I don't know how you feel about this, because before we even jump into the action, let's just talk about these broadcast people now, because this is a big move for the NBA. I have them over ESPN's production. I have NBC's NBA over ESPN. And I get ESPN now has Inside the NBA, which is basically another child of TNT that no longer is with us, unfortunately. I understand, Stephen A. Smith. Oh, they got the analysts and Kirk. I'm not moved by that. This moves me, though. I got a whole 3, 4, 5-minute interview with Michael Jordan about him surprising kids for a birthday at an Airbnb he was staying at for a golf tournament. You know what I mean? You don't get that from ESPN. When was the last time Jordan even appeared anywhere for anyone?
That's actually kind of facts.
Jonka, I'm curious because I don't know if you saw the games or specifically, the whole movement and wipes and all that, because I would do production work and I love that type of stuff. What are your thoughts about this? Do you think NBC over NBA after game one?
This is honestly, this is a first of me hearing this. You're this is news to me.
You didn't know the NBC on NBA is back?
I knew that, but just I didn't know to that extent that it was the MJ was on and everything. I didn't get to see that, but I wouldn't deny it that ESPN is not. It's not as good as any other. Honestly, I'd rather watch anything other than ESPN nowadays. I just feel like they've lost what they once were, and now they're just trying to be too correct. I'm not gonna say the other word, but they're just trying to be what, like, I don't know how to explain it, Brandon. It's like,
Yeah, it's very look. It's a Disney company. That's what it is.
yeah, Disney.
But at the
Yeah,
same time, there's not a lot of originality from them. Again, you're taking
yeah, they were
inside the NBA.
creative, bro. They used to be
Yeah,
creative. Whatever happened to Sports Center, not top 10? Like all these different like shows during the day that you would have fun to watch when you get back home, bro. Like the highlights of the games every other 5 minutes. It's like
yeah,
it's no
and
fun anymore.
the personality is not there. And again, sticking with the NBA side of things for ESPN, and when the personalities are not there, I hate to say that for Richard Jefferson and again Perkins, Kendrick Perkins. I'm surprised he's still on staff at ESPN at this moment. I mean, there's especially the video that came out
Oh
recently
my god,
from
yes,
get a
bro.
perk. What the hell is he talking about? I mean, there's a
Perk,
place and a
bro.
time, and it's never. And it's never. That's what I would say for him.
I just think that some of those people, some of those personalities they have on ESPN just feel like their job is too secure for them to
Yeah.
say stuff like that. I just think they need to be like given a wake up call. It's like, hey, you can't say certain things. You're not like Stephen A, who is basically our whole franchise.
Yep.
And yeah, like your job is not that secure, and you say that on live TV. That's buddy.
Yeah. We're not turning on the
You might
TV
be on
on
your
for
own
Perkins.
stuff.
We're not turning the TV on for Perkins, man. I'm telling you. But yeah, so NBC, the NBA back on NBC. It was a great first game to showcase their new product. The scoreboard's a little bit odd, but besides that, it was a very high scoring game. You can tell by the numbers. Double overtime. OKC raising the banner for the first time in franchise history and hosting the Houston Rockets, the new look Houston Rockets, number 2 in the Western Conference last year. Now with Kevin Durant, Sagoon looks back. Sagoon looked like Joker 2.0. This game went down to the wire. Ben Thompson, I'm honestly kind of shocked. I didn't expect him to like progress as much as he is, but especially for both of the Thompson twins, from him in Houston, the other one Detroit, they have become offensive firepowers. To give you an idea, looking at the starting five alone for Houston Rockets, KD, 23 points in this one, played through basically the majority of this game, 47 minutes. Sagoon, 49. You might as well say he was on the floor the entire time. That man right there, that card right there, platinum. 39 points, 7 assists, 11 rebounds, a double-double to open up the season, and a loss, unfortunately. OKC winning at 125 to 124. Game came down to the wire. And, Jonka, I kid you not, also last thing I want to put down as we bring more cards out.
Shea rookie, baby.
He's got the whole NBA.
And some Senguns, baby. NBA is back. Get ready to start ripping some tops. That just released today, by the way.
We need every single episode of Courtside, if possible, if you're on. We need a card per player.
Card per player? Damn.
Card per player we talk about. But I will say this before even going to the ending of this game. Again, I said before previously about the Thompson twins. This one specific, Amen Thompson. Super surprised about 39 minutes, 18 points. The only thing I hated about this game was how much they want to shoot the ball from beyond the arc. I know Ime Udoka, former Celtic head coach, now the Rockets, had a little bit of that success with Fred VanVleet, who unfortunately is no longer for the season, basically, with injury, out for the whole year. 0-7 from three-point range. That has to be the worst shooting I've ever seen from anywhere from 35 feet away from the basket for Thompson. He finished with 18 points still. But at the end of this game, because I know you said the rookie card or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I hate to say it, but in a very Shai fashion, got fouled by Kevin Durant on the last possession and went to the line to win the game from OKC, winning it by 8 points, 125-124. And Shai basically back on his MVP stuff here. Through 47 minutes, he had 35 points, 5 assists, 12 of 26 from the floor. I want to put it in very much perspective because I'm not going to say that he is Kobe Bryant or he's like Kobe Bryant, but his game inside, quick mid-range, a little shifty movement here and there. He's able to get a pump fake, very nonchalant in his own mindset on and off the court. Mm-hmm. It's Kobe-esque. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is Kobe-esque. I love the mid-range game. It's something that the NBA has taken away from for a long time. And also on top of that, speaking of the OKC Thunder, the Chet Holmgren stock rises. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to my Twitter, but ever since I've seen this guy at Gonzaga, Chet Holmgren, I put my stock in him. You know, as Bill Simmons would say, I got a lot of stock in this kid. I got a lot of stock in him. And my stock has grown over the years. Man, this guy, best game I've seen from him in quite a while. And he won an NBA championship not too long ago. 28 points in this one, 11 and 17 from the floor, shooting 2 and 5 from 3-point, 7 rebounds. And I thought he did pretty good playing defensively against some of these bigs. One of the things I thought was really interesting, though, Jabari Smith Jr. for the Houston Rockets, taking more of an on-ball approach. I loved it. I make a lot of fun of him because he's from Auburn, you know, go Gators. But I loved it, though. He had 16 points in this game. Jonka, I'm curious of your takes of this one. What were your thoughts on this game? Any big outliers, you think?
Man, I had a problem. I wouldn't say a problem.
Okay.
I just feel like I forgot who's the coach for the Rockets.
Ime Udoka.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Udoka, why? I don't know. He took out KD for I think it was like a minute in that fourth quarter, and it was like back and forth. He took him out, and that's when like I forgot who it was. Chet or Dort started like to like really ball out.
Yeah.
Bro, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Taking KD out. And then KD, to me, lost the game. I know it went into overtime, but I think he lost the game. When he missed that free throw and made it a 2-point game instead of a 3-point game, that right there ended the game. Gave Shea the opportunity to tie the game with that fadeaway. And then double overtime, there you go. And then, you know, the whistle fairies came out. And then I legit when I saw Shea driving in, I automatically knew he was gonna get a whistle. Now I'm not saying there's a conspiracy. We're not getting into conspiracies yet. You know, if you want to hear about conspiracies, we'll talk about the NFL and the Chiefs later. That's on another show. But yeah, I think I would have to say Amen Thompson. He kind of like he made a lot of mistakes. I think defensively that kind of cost the Rockets a couple points here and there. I mean, he's a young guy. He'll learn from it. He's still really good. I don't think he shot that well. Do you have his stats there?
Well, for Thompson, I said previously, though, 8 of 17 from the floor, but at the same time, 0 of 7 from 3.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that, and then on top of that, because I mean, Shepherd had a horrible game off the bench, and I couldn't believe it because I seen him ball out in Kentucky, especially in his rookie year before his injury. He had 28 minutes in this one, most minutes off the bench for Houston. 3 of 11 shooting, 9 points. I mean, this is another JJ Redick in the flesh, and we're not seeing that.
Wait, listen. All right. Let's back up on our guys. All right, listen. It's the first game of the year. All right, it's the first game. It's a tough matchup. He was cold though.
28 minutes, 3 of 11. What are we, John Starks?
Hey, it's the first day. It's the first game. It was a tough matchup. Tough defense.
Okay.
It's okay. It happens.
Wait, you said defense?
Tough defenses. Hey, you know.
It's OKC. Okay.
I'm just saying. A lot of pressure was put on that game. It was a really big game. First game of the year. You cannot play bad. He ended up playing bad.
Yeah. I feel like
it's okay though. It's okay though because you have all year to you're gonna make the playoffs. The Rockets are making the playoffs. OKC's making the playoffs. So that's okay. You lose one game. One game does not affect you. Everybody's gonna lose a game. No one's going undefeated. All right.
I feel like you have stock in Shepherd, like the way I have stock in Chet. Hey, is this true?
No, I do not have stock. I don't have a Shepherd card yet. Probably have one lingering around in my bulk over there in the box, but overall, no, I do not have a read like how do you say, negotiation going on in the background. There's no
Okay.
insider trading going on.
There's no insider trading. And trust me, if there is, take it from me, do not take up that stock. Do not take up that stock.
Oh my god, it's
But
okay.
again,
Man. It's
but again,
fluid.
it's fluid. It's fluid. And only the first game of the year, 125, 124, Thunder on top of Rockets. The game after that, that was more of a slugfest, in my opinion. And I even told Jonka and the guys at Plug Talk Sports, like, I knocked out watching this game.
I legit I left at halftime. I was so bored, and then all of a sudden I woke up like at 2 in the morning, and the notification hit me like, oh, Steph Curry hit the three. Okay,
Yeah, this was,
it
and
was
I tell
whatever.
you though, you need a bench to really compete in the NBA. Even without LeBron, Luka Doncic had 43 points that night, with Austin Reeves having 26 right behind him on the starting five, and no one cared. Not a soul noticed because the Warriors were in control the entire game. This was a game where, again, the Warriors winning 119 to 109 on the road in Lakerland. Butler showing off in this one. I know we don't like talk about Butler on this
I
podcast
don't
too
mind
much.
it.
I mean, I know you don't mind it, but there might be some Heat fans out there that might not mind it.
Yeah,
But either way, Heat or not, Golden State Warrior Jimmy Butler's a third, 31 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Curry right behind him with 23 points. And the bench showed off Buddy Hield, which I thought was kind of hilarious to see Buddy Hield as a third most scoring Warrior on this squad, with Butler giving him crap throughout the year,
as you should be.
as he should be. But Buddy Hield was 17. And I do want to make one thing clear, though. Shout out to the former Gators. Al Horford, former Celtic, love to see him on the floor, getting paid, 20 minutes on the floor, not the best night. But also Will Richard. He used
Yeah,
to cover the man and the alligator, saw him win a national championship after graduation, and now in the NBA getting good minutes, 14 minutes, 5 points, 2 and 2 from the floor, 100% the start of the NBA career.
yeah. Hey,
Gotta
hey, hey,
love it.
I know I'm a guy, but I gotta give respect where respect is due. Will Richard is that guy, and now I want to see Walter Clayton at Utah and see what he does, because
No,
I think he's
honestly.
I think he's undervalued, to be honest. I would love to have seen that he get him behind Davian, but you can get everything you want. So
Yeah.
yeah, but
Basically,
like shout out,
he
bro.
was that guy too. I think what it was like he was picked right before Kasper Jakushonis.
It
I
was
mean, there's a few picks.
Walter Clayton, and then
Yeah.
Nolan Torre from France, and then Kasparis
Jakushonis.
Asparagus, whatever it is.
All
Yeah,
right.
I don't know his name.
We're gonna get to the last name soon. It's just the first game of the year. But again, that was a slugfest. Jaka, I want your opinion on this game here because obviously we can talk miles about the Warriors being, the team, or like the Warriors being a sneaker and throughout the entire Western Conference.
Mm-hmm.
This Lakers team has me very, and again, game one, but without LeBron, you have your star player in Luka Doncic putting 43 points for you that night, 12 rebounds, nearly a triple double, was an assist away from a triple double. Jared Vanderbilt, no points off the bench. Jackson Hayes, only 4. Marcus Smart, who got pretty good minutes off the bench here, and it kills me as a Celtic fan to see that man in a Laker jersey. It kills me, but he still got the flop in him, though. A few, screens and offensive fouls. Only 9 points in this one, and even close to Austin Reeves. DeAndre Ayton, what happened to DeAndre Ayton in his career since leaving Phoenix in 2021? 10 points. Rui Hachimura, 9 points. Not a soul on this Lakers team, bench, or starting five outside of Reeves and Doncic. Even got close to 15 points. Jonka, should we be concerned about the Lakers giving us this spitting image of no defense and little offense?
Yeah, I think as a Laker, not me, but if I was a Laker fan, I would be concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's in if I'm looking at it from a Lakers side and the Warriors as they were playing against them, I know since LeBron's not playing, Luka's gonna have all his focus on offense just to like compensate for those like 26, 27 points that LeBron would give you on a daily basis. He has to produce, so all his attention is on energy is on offense. The energy is not gonna go to defense. So just like, okay, yeah, if he's gonna shoot, let him shoot. But we know on offense, we're just going to be making our shots too, and Luka's not going to be playing hardly any defense like he usually does.
Yeah.
And then LeBron, since he's not playing, he still doesn't play defense. With him or without him, there's going to be no defense. And since there's really no leader on defense on that team, that's what you get. And I just think just because of that, it's going to be a problem throughout the season where the Lakers, no matter if they have a 20-point lead, 15-point lead, fourth quarter, third quarter, you cannot guarantee them to win the game by that much just because their lack of discipline on the defensive side is so bad that anybody could get hot and all things will start to crumble. But at the same time, they do once LeBron does come back, they will have that force where if you need a bucket, he'll probably get you a bucket
Yeah,
or
big
some free
usage guy.
throws. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then with him and Luka, it's going to be a tough offense to beat. But if you play tough defense on them, which I think the Warriors did not play that tough of defense on Luka because they knew like, all right, no one else is gonna beat us but Luka. So yeah, Luka, do whatever you want. We'll just cover all the other four or whoever comes in, and then we'll just win this game
Yeah.
easily. Steph Curry was just toying with them all day. It was pathetic. Really, it was
It
a really
was,
boring game.
it was playing with your food in this one. Again, Warriors winning at 119 over the Lakers 109. And this, I mean, as Jonky, you said, we can both be on agreement with this. This Lakers team may not even be a top 8 in the West. Maybe fighting play-in, in my opinion. It's a tough Western Conference. And speaking of that, let's go throughout the entire league now in the association. And let's go through these games. Wednesday, really the full slate. And Jaka, I'm going to do something really fun here because I'm, an NBA nutcase. I'm on League Pass all the time. Every single time we have a podcast, I'll put down the NBA League Pass game of the week. In other words, a game that's not being nationally broadcast, a game that is basically you got to go out of your way to be a sicko for, like seeing the Wizards against the Nets or something crazy like that. But let's go through these games real quick, though, to open up the NBA year after that Tuesday opening night. Let's actually start off with ESPN's the Knicks and the Cavaliers. Knicks winning 119 to 111, even with dealing with a bunch of injuries in the starting five. I know Josh Hart was out, and Mitchell Robinson at 27 years of age on load management. That's a little concerning. I mean, even as a medic. Hornets and the Brooklyn Nets. Now, that was a game a lot of people have for League Pass game of the week. I was nearly right there. Hornets look amazing, though. This was the Gen C game of the week, 136, 117. Nets losing that one on the road in Charlotte. Let's go over now. Memphis and a close one against the Pelicans, 120, 118. That one right now, currently broadcasting at 10:38. Let's keep on moving down. Kings, Suns just getting started. Go to the games that finished. The Raptors over the Hawks, 138 to 100.
Jesus.
I did not expect that.
Are you watching this Jazz game?
The Jazz game right now?
Oh my God.
Jazz blowing out the Clippers. I will bypass that. Oh my goodness. Live reaction here, 91-54, 7 minutes basically in the third quarter here. And again, we got to go through these games, but let's do a quick jump in this though, Jonka. Let's look at this box score. Kawhi Leonard. And this is the first season opener, I believe, with James Harden and Kawhi Leonard playing together. Harden with 13 points. Kawhi Leonard 4 points. 2 of 7 from the floor shooting and barely even getting any rebounds, assists. Not really too much effective in this one. Zubac, obviously Zubac is going to be Zubac. 13 points in this one, 6 and 9 from the floor shooting. Rebound game kind of slow here, but the Jazz side of things.
Here, let me show you.
My goodness.
Here, let me show you.
All right, getting that thing right now. Again, this is on ESPN, the ESPN app. We do advise you also, instead of ESPN, go to Plug Talk Sports and Plug Talk Sports Social to get this information as we're doing it right now. But clicking onto that Jazz game, I'm talking about some like starters from this Jazz roster throughout this game. Again, in the midway of the third quarter, this is Walker Kessler, 19 points. Lauri Markkanen, 17 points. And also, Jonka, you might like this UM guy, Keontae George, going ballistic in this one.
Wait, you mean Kashawn George?
Is it Kashawn or Keontae? I thought it was Keontae. Maybe he's
No,
not
it's
you.
Kashawn. Kashawn.
Oh, my bad.
He's on.
Keontae from
Kashawn is on
Baylor.
the Wizards.
Yeah, my bad. I got the wrong Georges. I got the wrong
Don't worry,
Georges.
I got
Either
you.
way,
I got you. I know
Keontae
you
George
want to
from
represent the
Baylor.
U-Bird.
A little bit. But George, 11 points, 14 from the floor, more attacking the basket with 8 assists. This is a moving roster. This is moving the ball. And I love the bench play. Hear this. We talked about Walter Clayton Jr. earlier today. 8 points through 8 minutes. Point per minute play right now off the bench for Walter Clayton Jr., the former national champion for the Florida Gators. And Ace Bailey struggling in his season opener, let alone career opener, 1 of 3 from the floor shooting. So Walter Clayton having a better rookie debut. And Taylor Hendricks off the bench. I know he dealt with some injuries since he's left UCF. 6 points through 9 minutes. Really just a free throw here and there, a field goal here and there.
That's two former Heat players.
The former Heat. That's a big concern. This is a big concern. Bradley Beal, and I hate to bash Bradley Beal.
5 points.
5 points.
Yeah, 19 minutes. But what is Kawhi doing, bro? He has minus 32 plus minus. 0 for 3, 2 for 7, bro. What is he doing?
Not impacting.
Where are the attempts at, bro?
The attempts right now for Kawhi Leonard, again, as previously said, 2 of 7. These attempts, half of those attempts from the 3-point range, 0 and 3. But I'm also looking at the percentage here, Jonka. The main story of this current Jazz Clippers game that we're looking live for you here on Plug Talk Sports, 64.7% shooting field goal for the Utah Jazz. And that's 46% from 3-point range included. And for the Clippers side, 47. So the Clippers, basically what an average NBA team would have in the third, maybe, of course, less. I mean, again, in today's NBA, you should probably have like 70 by midway of the third quarter in today's NBA. But my goodness, lights out shooting to start the year for the Utah Jazz. Who knows exactly what this game will mean? Maybe a statement in the West. Maybe the youth out West is going towards more Utah than anything else. A lot of people have the Clippers on top of a few potential brackets in the playoffs early on going into this year, and expectations was, of course, we will have our own expectations, talk about later on this podcast, but did not expect Utah 91-58.
92 now.
Oh, 92. Make that 92. It grows. It grows. And again, going to the games that finish, Bucks over Wizards, 133-120. Then you also look at the Detroit Pistons. They're in a game right now with the Bulls, where the Bulls are basically probably going to win that one down to the wire, 114-111.
There's a 5.6 seconds left in this one.
And that's another close game, as mentioned previously. The Grizzlies led by 2. They still lead by 2 over the Pelicans. And then this game, I'm going to put this out there because the other games haven't finished yet. I know the Bulls game might be Sicko's NBA League Pass game of the week. I got Celtics 76ers League Pass game of the week, 117-116. The Philadelphia 76ers coming back, and it's not because of Embiid. Embiid throughout this entire game looked concerning as hell, not even involved in the offense. And I get Maxey with the 40, but look at VJ Edgecombe. Throughout that entire game, I was watching it. He played like he was a 6-year vet. The Bahamian international star, 1-year kid out of Baylor, 34 points, 5 and 13 from the floor shooting, 7 boards, 42 minutes of play. Starting rookie, VJ Edgecombe. And when you look at the Celtics side at the same time, the reason why I like to say this is a big leap pass type of game, the main outliers in this game, Keita, Payne Pritchard, and off the bench, Boucher and Garza for the Celtics, putting up big-time minutes. This is a very competitive Celtic team. We definitely seen it from tonight. And for those who watched NBA League Pass, you definitely saw it too. But my goodness, Derek White, 25 points. Jaylen Brown, 25. Pritchard with 16 as a starter now, coming off the 6th man of the year. Keita, 17 points, 7 and 8, shooting from the floor, all inside. Offensive rebounds were a gore. 8 rebounds throughout total. But again, Edgecombe with 34, Maxey with 40. This was, to me personally, not only the best start a rookie could have to debut with 34 points in TD Garden on the road, let alone had the most first quarter points, passing 14 points, which used to belong to LeBron James when he was a rookie in 2004. This is not only the best game that a rookie could have for VJ Edgecombe, this is the League Pass game of the week to open up the season. Jonka, going through the slate, I know we were kind of, gazing the Utah Jazz. Out of these games, which one do you think is kind of the game to look at?
I mean, it'd be kind of dumb not to say the Spurs and Mavericks game right now.
That is true. Wemby versus Cooper Flag in the
And
second quarter right
Anthony
now.
Davis. All right, let me see. Oh, now it's a 33-point game.
It gets worse and worse.
And it's starting to look like the Grizzlies will pull this one out. Let's just check just to make sure. It is still at 5.6 seconds at the moment. Let's just make sure of that.
Yeah, that one should be.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi might be a little bit cooked. Yeah, there we go.
Oh
yeah, this might be a cooked one. Yeah.
Yep.
But my boy Zion though, 27, 9 and 5.
Yeah, a leaner Zion, a leaner, like skinnier.
Ozempic Zion.
Ozempic Zion in 2025. I thought I would never see the day. I thought he was cooked in New Orleans, and I mean cooked. I mean like they cooked for him.
I feel like if it doesn't work out for him in New Orleans, like if he doesn't get injured this year, if he avoids injury this year, I think he have a really big year. But I feel like if it doesn't work out, just like in results wise for the team, I think he might be gone, or get traded because I think he signed a new extension.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's good to see him, playing well. I think he could be a really good player if he stays healthy. Now after losing the weight, I think he's gonna
really push. I think he'll push back to the All-Star level. I mean, if he not was already at it, I honestly feel that way for him. But and again, you mentioned previously before the Cooper Flag debut against Victor Wembanyama, 46-43, Dallas on top with 4 minutes left in the first half. Flag actually struggling, has yet to make his first field goal in his NBA career. 0-2 from the floor, shooting 0 points. 5 rebounds, though. 5 rebounds. Anthony Davis over with 9. It's been a pretty impressive showing for those guys. But John Cook, staying away now from today's action, because we've gone through majority of the league, but let's talk about the future a little bit here. We're going to first go into the big announcement made by Shams earlier today. A lot of people on Twitter were talking about it, and yes, I'm still calling it NBA Twitter because NBA Twitter runs the NBA. I, of course, am talking about the center logos in the NBA Finals having the Larry O'Brien trophy included behind the main court. And it finally happened. Confirmed for the first time since 2007, we will have Larry O'Brien's trophy in center court with the logos as if it was back in the Kobe Lakers days, Kevin Garnett Celtics, Magic Dwight Howard. Jonka, I'm curious. There's so much nostalgia to me that this should have been done years ago instead of having YouTube TV etched in like graphics on the court. Are we back?
That's a loaded question, bro. I don't know if we're back. I don't know. I'm not gonna say we're back because
this is cinema. This is absolute cinema. We got the finals. Larry O'Brien on the no more YouTube TV, man.
I think we'll be back once the dunk contest is back to how it's supposed to be. Back to less ticky-tack fouls and more hard-hitting plays.
Okay.
Less 3-point shooting, more playmaking, more in-game dunks, like back to what made the game fun. More Shaqtin' a Fools, more entertainment.
More wedgies off the rim and all.
More like, better matchups and storylines.
Yeah.
What if we play, more rivalries? We need more of this stuff. I feel like because the NBA has kind of like removed like taunting and smack talk towards one another, it just feels like the rivalries have gone like dwindled in a way. Like obviously the historians or the old the NBA, the older NBA fans
want
to relive Lakers, Celtics, all that stuff. but I feel like new NBA fans aren't really experiencing that. So I'm not gonna say we're back,
Okay,
but
but we're getting there.
this is a step. This is a step. I don't know why they took it away
Me neither.
because it looked really nice. I don't know, but this is great. This is great news. I can't deny it. This is great news.
The world is healing, in my opinion, man, with this news. The fact we got Larry O'Brien in the center court for the NBA Finals, I'm praying that the Celtics or the Heat can make it later on in the next few years before Adam Silver ruins it, because as he always does, finds a way to make it more, oh, look at the competition. Either way. With that being said, a lot of expectations going on throughout this entire NBA season. A lot of people have Evan Mobley coming back to be Defensive Player of the Year. And for me personally, I do have a few. I want to start off because I just got this news from ESPN's notifications here. My big take, because I'm still stuck on this, VJ Edgecombe's debut in the NBA for the Philadelphia 76ers. Not only was it in a close win against the Boston Celtics, which I hate to say that, but then again, the guy balled out with Maxey. 34 points by VJ Edgecombe. That is the most points scored in an NBA debut since Wilt Chamberlain in 1959. So, Jonka, get the pen out. I know you got the ink ready to go. My big expectation, I got 3 of them. I'm just going to name 3. Jonka, you can spew whatever you want of your specifics, whatever. I'm going to spew mine right now. VJ Edgecombe will guarantee win Rookie of the Year for the Philadelphia 76ers. That is a promise.
Rookie of the Year?
Rookie of the Year, VJ Edgecombe,
Okay.
the Philadelphia 76ers, who just scored 34, the most points in a debut by a rookie since Wilt, will win Rookie of the Year. My second expectation from this year, my MVP that I truly do believe in. I believe
if you say Jaylen Brown, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I'm not gonna say anything then.
No,
I'm lying.
No, okay, you scared me for a second.
I'm lying, but no, it's even worse.
Payne Pritchard.
Even though I love to see that, let me retract that. I don't think he's gonna win MVP, but I think he's gonna be in the conversation.
Payne?
No, not Payne.
Oh,
but
okay.
Out of the Houston Rockets, I think Sagoon is gonna be in the conversation this year.
In the conversation.
Joker 2.0 looked great opening off the night. I believe if Houston goes on a good run, he might just be in the conversation just for that, but he needs to be consistent. But I feel a good guarantee he's going to be in the conversation. Now, who do I think it's going to win? I'm always going to say Joker. Nikola Jokic, it's the best player in the NBA currently right now, right next to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Does Giannis even get close? I don't even think the Bucks even get close in the East. Honestly, I have a lot of weird opinions about that team. That's a team that's like they're on a boat that has a hole in it, but they don't know it. That's what I feel about Milwaukee right now. But my third take of expectations, the NBA Finals.
Ooh, okay, the big one, okay.
The big one. Early predictions, overreacting on 1,000. I believe we will see the Houston Rockets at the NBA Finals.
Rockets for the first time in a while.
In the first time in a long while. And funny enough, they'll be facing off a finals opponent that they haven't seen in our first time in a long while, in the New York Knicks. This will be a 1990s classic remade. Kevin Durant pushing through year 19 of his career, trying to get this Houston Rockets, a youth squad with Ime Udoka, who will be in his second NBA Finals appearance, will try to get his first ring against the Knicks, who have not won a ring in over 50-plus years. Depends how healthy New York is, with Indiana now taking a leg away, and of course the Celtics kind of taking that step back. Embiid doesn't even look like all that for the Sixers. I'm not believing that the Sixers, but again, how much I love VJ Edgecombe and Maxey, I don't think they're going to be much of a problem. Cleveland, we saw Cleveland get smoked in the first game of the year against the Knicks. I believe New York's got it. I think as long as injuries lie and we don't have no crazy underdog stories in the playoffs, I have an early overreaction of the Knicks, Houston Rockets remaking another appearance in the NBA Finals after 30 plus years. Those are my expectations for the team. Those are my expectations for the league. Jonka, any eye openers? What are you thinking of yours? Expectations.
All right. For rookie of the year, I'm not gonna say Cooper Flag for the reason where I just think that there's too much talent on the team where he's not gonna have a lot of touches or a lot of possession of the ball. So I think that's gonna cost him in points and other stuff. I'm gonna have to agree with VJ Edgecombe.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to agree.
We're putting stock on it now.
Hey, I will tell you this much. I'm gonna have to get some cards on VJ just before, just so the market goes up when I get them. MVP. This might be kind of like, all right, this guy's might be like a regular NBA fan, but I think just because of how things ended in the playoffs for this team and for him, it kind of left him wanting or like savoring that that taste for victory. Can you guess who I'm thinking about?
There's a few people. Is it on the Golden State Warriors?
Funny enough, yes.
It's either Curry or Butler.
No, it's not going to be Butler, but it is Steph Curry. Steph Curry is my pick for MVP. I just think he has the team. It's the oldest squad in the league. And just imagine if he has the numbers and he has the fact that his team is the oldest in the league and he's able to carry them to the NBA Finals. Let's say to the NBA Finals.
Okay.
I think just because of that and the numbers would give him the MVP.
That's a disgusting thought.
I'm just saying
That's
everybody else has young players either starting or, but the thing is like, everybody else is on the bench for the Warriors because you got Al Horford, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and Buddy Hield. He's like already like a couple years done, but like still we don't know what's gonna happen at the trade deadline, so anything can happen. But I think Steph Curry, I think just the way how he got injured, I think kind of cost him that series with the Timberwolves, which I think if he would have played, I think they would have won that series. Hot topic, it'll come at me. You know my at for everybody that doesn't know it. It's Junker Don't Stop. Come at me. And it just like, I think he's hungry for it, bro. I think he wants that fifth ring. He's been itching for it. And I think he's almost a couple years away from retirement. And I think he wants to get it now before it's too late. That's just me. I feel like that's his mentality right now.
It's a real mentality though to have. There's a lot of guys like that.
And he's a dog, unlike somebody we know that wears 23 and plays for the Lakers. And then because of that pick, we have similar, but not the same.
Oh my God! Yeah,
we got Warriors versus the Knicks. It's gonna be West Coast versus East Coast, corner to corner of the United States, and it's gonna be a battle of who can delay the airplane sickness the most.
Would you say Warriors over Knicks in that series?
I wouldn't.
Okay, we gotta agree on something there.
I would not. Just because I think the Knicks are younger, faster, stronger. But the thing is with the Warriors, they're more experienced. And I feel like they kind of have like, it's just the experience and just them. I don't know how to explain it. It's Steph Curry. Like,
yeah. And we saw in 2022 where a young Celtic team that first time appearing there was taken over advantage by Curry and the experience and, Curry being Curry, obviously.
And I think we know Jimmy Butler has some sort of like animosity and some kind of like thing for the Knicks after how it went down when they kind of like stepped on his ankle. But that's not here nor there. And then you got Al Horford, who does know the Eastern Conference, so that does help him in a way. Draymond Green's going to be Draymond Green. He's still there. He's going to lead the defense, get his assists, his triple doubles. Well, let me guess, 5-point triple doubles. And And then you got what's his name? Pajemski's still there.
Yep.
You got a bunch of guys there. Will Richard. You're gonna be rooting for the Warriors. I feel like if you get
Look, I'm not saying I'm gonna get a Will Richard jersey down the line, but maybe Walter Clayton. I like the Utah Jazz jerseys.
Okay.
I'll get that right next to Will Richard. I'll probably put it in my cart.
Now I know we're about to end the show, but this just came up on Twitter or X.
Okay.
Cam Reddish apparently is down to 3 schools: NC State, USC, and Louisville. It says here that the 26-year-old wing has played the last few seasons in the NBA and expected to have at least 2 years of college eligibility, pending approval of the NCAA. If the NCAA were to approve of him going back to college, I want to hear what is your opinion on that? Because I feel like this is like a first time of me ever seeing this.
Yeah.
Situation.
You said who?
Cam Reddish, former Duke Blue Devil, who was with Zion and RJ Barrett.
How long ago was that?
That had to be like 20. That had to be like 2020, 2019 or something like that.
Tell him to get the LinkedIn up. There's no way you're gonna come back more than 2 years away from like college in the league. Maybe at this point, maybe he's a senior now. Who knows? But dude, at least do the classes. You can't be back on the court. He has to be like what, 24, 25 maybe. I mean, hell, go to Europe. Get the LinkedIn ready to go. What are we talking about? Go back to college for Cam Reddish.
Yeah, it was in it was back in 2019 when he got drafted by the Hawks.
I was in high school. Forget it, dude. No shot Cam Reddish goes back to playing at Cameron.
10th overall pick in the first round.
Dog, just go to Europe.
Crazy.
This guy's just going to be a Jabari Parker, dude. I mean, Tom Thibodeau saw it first. Just go to Europe and get a bag. Get some fans. You know what I mean? No reason to go back to college. Even with NIL today. But that's crazy status. I'm sorry, 2019, he got in the league, and you want to go back to college 5+ years?
Bro, I can't wait for college basketball to be back in November, bro. 2 weeks away, baby.
Same.
We're this close. We're this close.
That close to college basketball, which I will also say, though, because I know this is an NBA podcast, there will be college basketball discussions on this podcast in the future. I kid you not. But that's going to do it all for Courtside for tonight. We thank you for joining in. Again, Plug Talk Sports, we have a full array of podcasts throughout the entire week. Not only the main podcast on Mondays at 10 p.m. on our main socials. We have Courtside on Wednesdays. We also have that on some Sundays. Tuesdays, we have Sidelines. Jonka, plug in real quick. There we go. That's the full list right there. And Jonka, I know you have one yourself with some picks.
Yeah, it's Prize Picks, Plug Picks, my bad. Yeah, Plug Picks. And I use Prize Picks for everybody else. We use our code. I basically go through like NFL games, basketball games, whatever it is that day. I try having fun with it every week. You know, you use a color wheel. We just like variety in different ways. We pick what parlays we use or what player props or whatever, you know, and I put up $5 of my money, $5. We make the parlay and then we send it in. I try getting as much audience as possible just so we can make it more fun, just to make it a crazy parlays. But overall, yeah, so whatever we make, if we were to hit one of them, the money goes towards Plug Talk Sports. And, you know, if we actually hit one, you know, we get to improve like either lighting or camera work or, you know,
yeah,
we get
Lord
to
knows I need lighting.
Make better intros or whatever we need to improve the team. Well, that's where the money goes. So I need you guys to help me. So join me on Fridays at 9 p.m. and then we can make this better for you guys.
Exactly. Again, the layout right there for you. Guys, thank you again for joining to Courtside. We'll see you guys again, hopefully Sunday for Knicks Heat. See you then.